Here we go, the ongoing story. Okay, to accept every single detail, it would be very long. Anyway, and so we entered the bath, and hot with sweat, we spent a moment of time then going to the cold section of the bath. Now, Trimarchio, profuse with oil, was wiped down. Not with a linen towel or something, but something made from a pallium. Pallium's a cloak, from the most soft wool. 3, meanwhile, your traplatari, whatever you pronounce that, masseurs, were in his sight, drinking falernum wine, which is the best type of wine. And when a lot of them were brawling, then they poured it out. Trimarchius was saying this. They were toasting. They were toasting Suum. They were toasting something of his. The lobe says his life or something, I think. Okay, so in the lobe it says they were toasting his health. From then on, when he was wrapped up in gorspa coquina, I think coquina is the colour, type of clothing, he was impositus on a litter they carry him on. And it had 4 cursoribus proceeding, so there were 4 runners preceding it with metal discs or metals or something on them, and a little cart in which his delicate one, his favourite little boy, was being carried. This was a vetulous boy who was bleary-eyed and even more deformed and ugly than his master Trimalaccio. Anyway, so when then he was being carried off, until it means off there, to his ears, a symphony with minimal flutes, probably the size with small flutes, came up to him, and just as if he was saying something secretly into his ear, he cantivated, he sang throughout the whole journey. We followed, us now saturated in admiration, and with Agamemnon we reached the door, of which, in its postern, or the post, there was a little leaflet or something fixed with this inscription: whichever slave, without his master's order, who goes outside, will accept 100 wounds or floggings or something. And moreover, in the approach itself, or the entrance itself, was standing an Ostarius. He's a doorman in green. He was girt with a belt, a cherry-coloured belt, and into a plate, a silver plate, he was purging peas out of their shell, I guess. Okie doke. Pisum, a pea. Cicero was a chickpea. This actually says medieval, but obviously this isn't medieval. Back to the plot. Above the threshold now, there was hanging a golden cavern in which a magpie, this would be a cage, various means striped, so it would be black and white magpie, and it was salutabating. It was greeting all the people present participating, entering the room. Nearly 30, well, less than 30. But while I was stupefied at everything, this is one of Dum's neat little tricks, you can put it in the present, almost re-supine, looking up at the roof, almost I broke my leg. For, to the left, for the people entering, not far from the room of the doorman, was an ingens canis, a huge one, and it was tied up with a chain. It was depicted on a wall. Over and over it, in square letters, was inscribed Cave Canem, beware the dog. And my colleagues indeed risorunted. They laughed. I, however, with my spirit collected, I did not desist, takes the infinitive, to follow the whole wall. That's the perfect of the word. Now there was a venalicum, slave market, with the titles depicted, I guess, of the slaves for sale. And Trimachus himself was holding, he was hairy again, he had long hair, he was holding a stick. It's the stick that Mercury holds. M looks wrong there. And Minerva was entering Rome. I guess leading someone. Anyway, Hink, thenceforth, in some way, he was teaching how his accounting had going, so that's how his life had gone. And then he'd been made a dispensator, he'd been made in charge of distributing things. The painter, diligently, curiously, everything, all the details, with an inscription he was giving the return of this. But in the deficient now part of the porticus, it's a gate really, I guess there'd be a gate in the wall or something, lifted up by the chin into a tribunal, it's like a platform, up high. Mercury's the one who had raised him up high, that's probably why you had Mercury's stick up here. Presto! That's what magicians say, isn't it? Means at hand. Fortuna was there at hand, with an abundant cornucopia, horn of plenty, and the three fates were twisting their golden work, or threads. I noted even, in the portica, a flock of runners with their teacher or instructor exercising themselves. Okay, I noticed even, those people running. So besides Anuta, there was a grand or large armarium, armory or something I saw in the corner, in the little house of which there were silver lars positioned there, the household gods, usually near the fireplace or something. So there was a replica little house there. Okay, so Mercury's lifted him up, Fortune's there, the fates are there, and the lars are here, and there was a signum of Venus. There was a statue of Venus, it was marble, and a golden little box, which was not small, in which, what's his name, Triclinius or something? He's a hairy dude. His beard was condite, was hidden away there, they were saying.